Again here. The Vanderbilt household.
Chrissy's bringing stuff. Shall I go get some movies in? I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of not
No. Lauren, you say hi? Uh-oh. Lauren, come here. Family room here. Jill, Dave. Hey, Dave!
Merry Christmas to you.
How you doing?
Hey, don't shake that
It's been about 4 years, hasn't it?
Yeah, by golly.
Yeah, first time we've been down.
I mean, today, doing everything in the Christmas tree, and Holland table, furniture.
Yeah, she's been real good. Monica here. Okay.
Hello.
Some of the early guests here. Oh, wife and shoes. Here, we got some things going on here.
Oh, are those presents to everybody?
There's some directions.
Are those some presents to everybody?
I don't know, Sean. You might want to go down there and ask Uncle John. Hey, Nick.
Hey!
Why don't you go ask John? He's downstairs. Hey! Oh, okay. Presents. All right. Oh, and look at the lettuce ladies. The crouton ladies. All right.
Okay, all right. Is this finished?
We got some more folks here.
Forever.
Hiding around the corner there. All right, how you doing?
Those are little presents. They're presents for you. I'm sorry. Christmas is just 2 days ago. You know that?
I was waiting for another facial.
Send him back.
All right.
In front and kind of sitting and talking to people in but I'm having some cake. It's coming. Is there any left in that?
There it is again.
Flower girl.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to be maybe a fourth. Can't afford a large lot. About how much large in there.
Piano again.
Early.
She's at the
She's on the
piano.
piano.
She's playing piano.
Okay, let's time it. Let's time it now, 7:45 p.m. Okay. Oh, he slips it down. We'll check back at 3 in the morning.
Well, that's what we have.
That's liquid.
Damn it. Should get in the back. All right. Hey, all right, it's turned out good there. All right.
This is a special drink.
Oh, she moved.
Hey. Getting a good picture.
All right, let's move on.
Oh,
Right.
there, now you're on.
Here we go. Snapshot thing. All right. We'll just do this quick in once. And
Hello.
there we go, guys. Yeah, yeah. All right, got the E here. There he is again. Yep. We're gonna figure out how to surgically remove the glass from Mickey's hand, huh?
Come on now. Thirsty, that's all.
And oh my.
Oh, look at that. Get those two over there. Running too quick.
We would like for everyone to take their seats. The bride and the groom actually do have this seat of honor up here if they would go up there. And if bridesmaids, if you would look for your name on the underside of your gift, and groomsmen, if you would do the same as you go down, then that's your seating arrangement. If you do that for us, that'd be great, and then hopefully we can start eating before long, David.
Gotta get in focus here. What's happening? Okay. I'm getting John trying to blow out a candle.
Like it'd be better to go around into the room and get.
Yay! Oh, let's see. Do you have any words of advice for John or wisdom? I guess we have the bachelorette and the former bachelorette, the married woman.
I don't.
No advice from Tiffany. What about you, Liz?
I can't speak to the subject, I'm afraid. But I wish him the best of luck and all the happiness in the world. Much happiness.
Right.
That counts?
Yeah, that counts.
Each other. Okay, good.
All right, that's
Whenever
good.
you hear a bell ring, an angel is born.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh, there's Lauren in the background. Hey, folks. Say hello. Advice for John and Emily. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got plenty. Nothing you can say on camera.
You are on camera. Well, any words of advice for tomorrow?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about the details.
No details. Just have fun.
Just have fun.
Nothing you can do.
As long as the two are there, all that matters. And the priest.
Yes. Hey, there's the groom. So are you nervous yet, John?
No.
What's wrong? You're not nervous?
Ready to go? Everything's lined up? We got a bright light in mind.
Okay. How about any words of advice over here?
Words of advice?
Sashays behind you.
I think I would have to say, just take it easy and relax for the first few months, and then after that, it's all smooth sailing.
Would you have to agree with that? Sounds good. He's learned well, right? Always agree. All right, we'll see you later. Do you all have any words of advice for the, they don't hear me. Any words of advice? They're thinking.
Buy low, sell high.
How about over here? They're busy talking. We'll come back.
Great honor to make the first toast this evening. And it's a long one. Alicia, Christy, John know all of my long speeches. But it comes from way down inside me. And so I thought you should all hear it anyway. And it goes back to when we lived in Dallas, Texas. Woohoo! And we had a friend who had a young son, 7 to 8 years old when we were there, who had a series of surgeries to correct some deficiencies in just sort of a birth type thing. But he was a real honest kid, and we loved him. And we got to know him.
And if Emily's parents have done such a wonderful job with Emily, and if my parents hadn't given up on me, we wouldn't be here together today. We didn't have more if. But I really do appreciate all the family that we have, especially during going through Christmas, the house, the wedding, all the same week. It's been great. Love y'all. I know Emily feels the same. And can't thank you enough. Really do. So here's the mom and dad. Cheers.
Loud. Loud? All right. On the eve of your wedding, Emily, I guess there's a couple things I need to warn you about. I've known John now for more years than I know. 6 or 7, I'm not really quite sure. I spent many years in college, so I'm not really sure what year it first happened. Actually, I met John when he first joined the fraternity in 1990, I believe. And we've been friends almost instantly from the minute on. You've all bought a house. And John moved in with me at the house that I lived in at Auburn, which some of you have seen. Hell is a pretty close word to it. John did some home improvements on the house. When he moved in, he decided he needed to redo his bathroom. So he completely gutted the thing in a series of many late nights. We drank a lot of beer and redid a lot of the house. Plumbing left a lot to be desired. Within about 3 or 4 months, we had a leak that constantly leaked whenever you took a shower, and to this day, probably still leaks. When you walk in the door. So if someone's taken a shower recently, water is dripping on your head. Yard work is another one of John's better habits. We had some bushes that were growing along our driveway that tended to overflow a little bit. And one late evening, John parked his car, and ants tend to climb on your car and get inside. And John had ants in his car for probably about a month straight for a while. So he about had it. And one evening, about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, John decided to trim the bushes a little. Took out one of those keys you use for your water meter and proceeded to beat the living daylights out of the bushes. Next morning I came back a little. Next morning I came out, there was a series of stubs along the entire driveway. And that's all that remained of those plants. They did survive, I'm not quite sure how. On a more serious note, John actually introduced me to my wife Kathy a little over 5 years ago now. He's my best friend, and we've shared a lot of experiences, been through a lot of things together. He's met a wonderful woman, and they're going to have a fantastic life together and raise some gorgeous kids, I'm sure, when that year comes. Many years down the road. But on that note, I'd like to say cheers to you all. Everything's going to be fantastic and beautiful, and you guys have a beautiful life together.
Okay. You've had a chance to hear from Jay's side and from Dad's, but we have something to share that only sisters could tell on their brother. From growing up. Well, we have nothing to fear because we're both married. Right. Yeah. We're in this position. We don't have to worry about this. But the first thing we want to talk about is we know that y'all been dating a while. And you probably think that you know a little bit about each other, but there are those stories that we're going to tell. And one of them is on how John handled his possessions. You may know that he just has a new car, Cherokee.
He watches it, we hear every week.
Yes, very proud of his car. We're going to tell you about the first big wheel he had.
First set of
The
wheels.
first set of wheels. When he was about 7. I had a friend over and they were playing, no, I don't think you were even 7. Probably about 4 or 5 maybe. Sarah Jockenhafer, my friend, they were over playing in the backyard and John had his big wheel out, you know, and they were kind of competing on who was going to be able to play with the big wheel. Well, Sarah was a little bit bigger, obviously, so she got the big wheel. Well, that made John mad. He wanted it back, and she said, well, how are you going to get it back? He said, well, I'm just going to take it from you, and she dared him. Well, she was stronger, so she had the big wheel.
Well, you're
And John-
forgetting something. John said, if you don't give it back to me, I'm going to drop this brick on
We
you.
had some bricks. Mom and Dad were working in the yard. They had some bricks. So she dared him to drop the bricks on her head. So John stood up on the planter boxes and held the brick over her head, and she said, you're not going to do it. I dare you. And he said, yes, I will. And he let go of the brick, and it hit Sarah Jockenhafer's head. And she went home crying.
And he has video back.
She got the
Never
back.
say.
So,
She's
what
gotta have a brain
Emily,
faculty.
she's asked to drive the car to make sure that all the bricks in your house neighborhood are away. There won't be any chance of that.
Another possession that I remember us arguing over, this is between John and I, was a piece of gum. A piece of gum. Mind you, we were 5 and 7, I think. I was 7. I was
Come on,
going into
Jay.
the 2nd grade. And just a piece of gum, not a big possession, not something that you can go buy at the 5 and dime down the street, which we walked to frequently for 5 cents. But we were arguing over a piece of gum. We got sent to our rooms by our mother. She was a little tired of us. You know, Dad was out of town. She was tired of hearing us fighting, so she said, go to your rooms. I don't want to hear about it. There was no, Mom, but he took my piece of gum. It was my piece of gum. I think John will admit that now. It was my piece of gum. And so we got sent to our rooms, and we had a house where the stairs went up 3 stories, and we were up at the top. We were at the top in our rooms. We've been there for probably 3 minutes at the maximum. Mom, can we come downstairs? She was working in another room. Sure, go ahead. You can come downstairs. And we said, okay. So John and I kind of met. We were walking down that first set. The stairs kind of came down in a landing where one, and then there was a landing, and then it would go down another flight. So we came to the landing, and we kind of met together. And I said, go ahead. He said, no, you go ahead. I said, no, really, go ahead. No, you go. I said, fine, I'll go. So I take a step, and before I know it, I'm tumbling down the stairs. I've been pushed. So Emily,
Be careful.
you're arguing over that piece of gum. Just watch out for the stairs. You know, always make him go first. End up on crutches, but he feels guilty for that today, I think. There's a small crack in my bone, but we won't remember that. Let's see. There's another story. Another story that we need to tell here. John might have to finish this story. Oh, we're going to end it. Okay. Wait, we need to tell another story first before we start the Fozzie Bear story. One day, we moved a lot, and we moved when I was a senior in high school, and I got to finish my high school year in Tulsa. John moved to Dallas, where he met this wonderful cohort over here. Cohorts in crime. And I didn't have any friends, so it was kind of a lonely summer, and I convinced him. I said, John, I said, please, I want to go to Target. Senior year of high school, you have all these pictures and photos, and I said, I really want to go to Target, but I don't want to go by myself. So will you come with me? I just want to go pick up a few things. He said, sure, I'll come with you. And so we got in the car, we drove there, and we stopped in Target right to the left, right when you walk in, as most Target stores have. You got your little food section, and we were kind of hungry, wanting a snack, and so we decided that we'd pick up a pretzel and a Coke. And so we did that, and we were eating the pretzel and the Coke as we walked to the store, and somehow we got separated from one another. So Emily, I'm warning you, don't separate yourself, okay? Sometimes it's nice to shop on your own, but with John, it's kind of good to stick together. I had a white t-shirt on, a blue pair of shorts. It was the summer. It was hot outside. It was Texas. What do you expect? So we're walking through the store, and I lose John, and I'm finding the things that I want, picking up hangers or whatever I needed, a photo album and all that stuff, and all of a sudden, John comes up and goes, Alicia, I gotta go now. I said, but John, I'm not finished shopping yet. I have all this stuff I want to buy. And he said, no, really, we just have to leave now. Please, can we go? And I said, John, come on, it can't be that bad. What happened? No, I'll tell you when we get in the car. Just, can we leave? Can we get out of here? And I said, John, really, I'm kind of finished shopping. And he said, come on. And so I kind of convinced me to go. And I was kind of reluctantly putting things down as we walked out the door. And all of a sudden I hear this scream. And she's like, this woman. She goes, she doesn't even look like me. What happened? And John says, well, Lisa, I was walking around the store and I saw this girl. She had her hair up in a ponytail just like yours. She had a white shirt on and blue shorts. And I had this pretzel. I don't have a pretzel. I have to use a breadstick to demonstrate the action. And he said, and I went and I tapped on her shoulder and I said, you look so ugly. And this woman turned around and looked at him, thought for sure it was me, and he's like, you're not my sister. I don't think so. So we're leaving the store and this woman's yelling, that's not my, I don't even look like her. So anyway, Emily, better beware. Either don't go to stores where people look like you, or don't get separated from John, because he might tend to embarrass himself, and then you can't finish your shopping. It was really disappointing. Anyway, so to close, John, we have to finish the rest of the story. Fozzie Bear. We used to have a puppet. It was John's puppet.
It was in the video.
You know, when we were kids, the Muppets were very popular. Everybody remember that? You know, the
Oh,
Muppet
yeah.
show every
Still
Sunday night.
are. Yeah.
Still
So
are.
I can-
Still like them
Talking
today,
about-
right? They're still your favorite. Well, John's favorite was Fozzie Bear. And he loved this bear more than life itself, I'm quite sure. Probably almost more than Mom. I don't know. But anyway, he loved Fozzie Bear. And we had a puppet. We can't find it now. We were trying to save it, but I'm not sure where it is. You probably have it stashed away somewhere. Keeping the golf clubs warm. Well, anyway, Fozzie Bear had a puppet, Fozzie Bear, and so John had this joke that he used to do with Fozzie Bear. And I have to admit, as naive as I can be at times, I still didn't understand the joke until I was like 18. So anyway, we're going to have John stand up and tell the joke with this Fozzie Bear. Remember? Come on, John. This is with love of your sister.
It's good you're only supposed to get married once. I don't think I could do this twice. Do I have to?
Yes, you have to.
Okay.
Do we need to listen?
No. You're all right. Hi, Christy.
Hi, Buzz.
Did you hear about the bear?
The bear?
The bear? Said, yeah. I'm a bear. You think I'm a bear?
You're a bear?
I'm not. No, I'm not a bear.
You're not a bear. You
No.
sure look like a bear.
I'm wearing a scarf.
You're wearing a scarf.
Yes, I'm not a bear.
Oh, okay.
It lost its flavor. We could go on. When you're younger, you'll wearing a scarf. He's got a scarf.
He's not a bear. He's not a bear. He's a
See, nobody gets it. I'm looking crazy.
It was funny. That's it.
Do it again. I'm proud.
Anyway, Emily, we wish you the best of luck with John. You can call us with the crazy stories, because we know there'll be one or two.
That cheesecake.
We love you.
Oh, I have a few more stories before the cheesecake.
Anyway, we hope that John and Emily have a very happy marriage. He's provided us with a lot of fun times.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Time to roast Emily.
I got one more. You know, when you have children and you raise your children, they all have their own personalities. And John was always just a really sweet young man, easygoing, taunted by his sisters. We had a rule in our house that young men solve problems by thinking through them and by finding solutions, that we were not aggressive, and that we never hit a female. And with his two sisters knowing this and being older, they had a great time with John. because they would do anything they could to try to get to John and make it miserable as possible because John was not allowed to hit back. Finally, John was probably about 8 or 9 years old, and he came in one day and he says, look, I can't take this anymore, you know, may I hit back? And we finally said, okay, John, it's okay, you can hit. That was the end of the whole problem. But my fondest memories, I mean, I have a lot of fond memories of John, but I think as a mom always thinks of our children as infants and babies and as they're coming along. And I can remember John, we used to sit around, Jack called it ulcer hour, but I was a great believer in the family dinner table, you know. So we'd make all the children sit around the dinner table and we would coerce them to eat. We would bribe them to dessert if you don't clean up your plate or whatever it was. And John, being the baby, was always sitting in a high chair, and we would let him down and he could go. Well, John would get tired, so he would go and he would run. And he had this very, very, very favorite thing he had to have. And as a matter of fact, John could not go to sleep without this thing. So, Emily, I want life to be real pleasant for you.
So he can go to sleep?
So he can go to sleep. I have saved this for you.
He's happy with it forever.
He's not going to get it. I'm giving it to you.
You want to verify this is
Stand
yours?
The whoopee! He's got his whoopee! His whoopee!
Oh, I've kept it very carefully over the years.
The whoopee blanket.
You're finally together again.
It's like it disintegrates like moths flying out of it.
We've gone back over 60 miles to get the blankie when we were on a trip somewhere because we knew he would not go down.
Show the camera.
Okay, John, hold it up. You got to stand up.
Right.
The whoopee. Woohoo! Yeah! Woo!
Emily, you'll have to keep it for your firstborn.
We'll stay there for a while, won't we?
Are you telling me that it's not even going to be in one piece at that time?
It's a real question.
Thanks, Mom.
Anytime, John.
Gotta be some dirt on Emily somewhere.
Emily was an angel.
Big brothers and sisters and so on.
That's right.
Looking at the
I
camera.
have wonderful, well-behaved. How you doing?
She does have one bridesmaid that's willing to tell the story. Well, Emily and I lived together for 3 years at Auburn, and we started out in an apartment together. And I thought when we moved in together, you know, I would have to look after all of my roommates. You know, I would be the motherly one, of course. Well, it turned out to be a little different, to say the least. And it started on our very, very first night in Auburn. It's what we call squeal night. And for
to be here to really appreciate this story.
yeah, my mom would appreciate this story, but I started out something like, before John met Emily, a lot of you Fijis would not believe this, but she spent a lot of time at the firehouse. And I think Doug Brookshire would be willing to vouch for that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It was squeal night. There was a big party at the firehouse, and we proceeded to have a good time. We took all our new pledges out, tried to show them the ropes of Auburn, War Eagle. And by the end of the night, I couldn't find Emily. And she was supposed to be with me. You know, I couldn't find her here, and I couldn't find her there. I couldn't find her in the band room or in the basement. So I had heard a bunch of people had gone out to the pool hall. What was the name of it? Harry. I had heard people going out to the pool hall. But you have to remember, we weren't 21 yet. And I had been told that Emily had gone with another Bo Holmes out there, and I said, oh Lord, she's in trouble now. You know, somebody's got to save the girl, because I had grown up with Bo in Mobile. So I promptly got in the car and went out to Harry's, looking for Emily, of course, not for the party. We got out there, and I had learned that several people had been arrested. Dear God, I'm going to have to get her out of jail. You know, Emily's in jail. I drove up Auburn and down Auburn, up Auburn and down.
I finally ended up at the jailhouse. At the jailhouse. The little window, bulletproof, with the hole, you know. Officer! Officer! You know, I asked him, had Emily been arrested? And no, ma'am, no one had been brought in under the scene. I said, well, my goodness, what should I do? Went back to the firehouse, went to our apartment. I went all over Auburn that night. And as most of you know, Auburn is not very big, right? I mean, that doesn't take too long. So I ended up finally spending the night out myself because I was just worn out. I was white. I was white.
I need to tell a different version of this story.
It was a tough night on me because I was trying to save Emily from the law, okay? So the next thing I know, the phone's ringing where I'm staying, you know? And it's Emily, your mother's on the way. And she said, oh my gosh, you know. She said, you were supposed to be ready 30 minutes ago and your mother has ironed every one of our dresses waiting for you to get home. So, I got dressed and went down to the road and was waiting with my thumb out when my mother showed up, you know. But this is the very first night that Emily and I spent in the same apartment together. So this was one of very, very many times that Emily bailed me out of trouble when I had very falsely thought that I was going to be mother hen to the other 3 roommates. So I want to make this toast to John and may Emily bail you out of several bad situations.
That's just not fair because I didn't get to tell the real story of what really happened here.
I will add an addendum to that. Emily had not been in any trouble. She had very smartly stayed at the firehouse and waited for the sober driver to take her home, where she unlocked the door with her key and promptly got in her bed and woke up the next morning with the alarm clock on time for squeal day.
Because Karen's mother wanted to know where her precious daughter was early in the morning.
So, the addendum to the story is Emily was doing as she should do, but I just assumed that she had been locked up in the jailhouse. The very first night we stayed together. So, this is to you. Y'all stay together and take care of one another because you will believe that things happen that don't. Yes. Yeah. Stay out of jail because it costs you more now than it did in all. It does.
Our annual men's camp out every year. And this camp out included not knowing where we were going, shooting off to just any place that had trees, trying to set up a tent and sleep there and camp there for the night, not knowing where we were, with a bunch of beer. What's the addendum on that one? So we showed up. Mom, don't get mad. We showed up.
I'm not supposed to be listening, is that what?
That's right. Just close your ears. We showed up one night to Heath County. And we decided that we had already gotten our beer. We were already set up. And we went down this dirt road that went on forever and ever. And we decided, since we've gone down this rainy dirt road for miles, then we'll have a place to camp out here. So we pull down, we find the perfect place that we're going to camp. It's a nice, even plateau there. We've got a tent that we took from Mom and Dad's house. It was World War II tent. So we proceeded, hey, let's start putting the tent up. 3 Eagle Scouts and a Life Scout could not figure out how to put this tent up. And also, it's kind of looking homeless there, just barely rags hanging on there. We start a fire down on this lower hill area. We decide that's good. We sit down, we get our hot dogs out, we open up our beer, and about that time, Mickey goes, man, it just doesn't get any better than this. We look across the way, and I don't know how it happens, but there's a police car right there. Okay, so we've got a police car here. What do? Walt, hide the beer. I don't know where Bulldog is now, but he takes the party ball, leaves the box where it is, right next to our fire, runs off into the woods, and just throws it about 10 feet out in the woods. We were like, that's great, Walt. Nice toss, buddy. About that time, the cops are looking around with their flashlights, and we go, officer, we're down here. He comes across the area. Another officer finds the beer, brings it back, places it down, starts listing off all these things that we've done, and then tells us that, you know, you guys have found a nice camping spot. We're like, thanks. Nice area, isn't it? He goes, yeah, you see that flat area up there? Yeah, that's good for your tent. Yeah, that's good. Down here, nice fire. Yeah. Look across the creek there. Oh, yeah, there's kind of like an even thing. He goes, that's a fairway, son. You're on the tee-off box for the new 18th hole of our new golf course. You're on. So he proceeds to tell us about open flame laws. We look up, he goes, you see the neighbor's house over there? Oh, those are those lights. Oh, yeah, we see that. Well, when he starts listing off these things, we decide at that point that it's probably a good idea to just be nice. So we're all handing their licenses out, and about that time, he looks over at Mick, who's still cooking his hot dog and drinking his beer. Knows we're all under. I mean, we're not even 18, I don't think, at this point. Okay, yeah, we are, Mom. We're 20 at least. Still cooking his hot dog, and he decides he's going to take our party ball away from us. We decide that's fine. Mick asks if he can have the tap, because that's $10 right there. Yeah, you can have the tap. Exactly. So he's kind of worrying about it.
Years to come. We didn't have a blankie to present this evening because when she was through with hers, there was nothing left but a little strip of cotton batting and him, and that's all there was. But there's something more important than that. When Emily was growing up, she couldn't understand why there had to be rules about anything. So she wanted to argue about things like watching television and when she had to go to bed.
I was told I could do anything I wanted.
And well, so being kind of impetuous and youthful, she didn't know any better, and she signed all sorts of things as to what her kids are going to be allowed to do and not do. I have all this in a safe place. With her signature attached. So, she's doomed.
I think I signed that my children could watch TV whenever they wanted.
Well, that was one of them.
I think I signed there were numerous little things that I signed.
Yeah, she didn't know any better. She would sign anything. Yeah.
Is there an attorney in the house?
A healthy living wage on your child's allowance each year, yeah.
No, good grief. Sounded great at the time.
After a while. He sat right here.
Longest empty one of the night, man.
Boy, Walt, you win like
You're a
the
true.
humanitarian award of the year.
Just
You
the
sat
fact
with-
that you didn't pull
you
out a
not-
spoon
not
and kill
Not
somebody
only
is
did you sit
amazing.
with,
All right, we're on.
you sat.
We're on stage. All right.
Not to be shown to many family members.
This is the conclusion of the rehearsal night.
The sandbag.
The same bag.
We have a sandbag here. How, what, 10 pounds?
Oh,
No.
15.
No, about 13.
I bet she's 15 pounds.
13-pound, 2-monther with
Yeah.
itty-bitty fingernails. You think you got fingernails until your fingers were big enough to hold them.
Got Dad in there doing the dishes.
How do you get such small fingernails?
Is this something with an orange juice can? You said
Any sharding comments? Any parting comments?
have you been drinking?
Oh no.
What the hell is that?
No
Cameraman
parting
slurring.
comments. Johnny, any parting comments?
Parting comments? You just keep making them and I'll play with them, Dave. Out here.
Don't name your own though.
Kids.
Kids.
Okay. No, that's the last one you play with.
Come to think of it, put her down.
All right.
We had fun.
Catch you tomorrow.
It was a
Good.
good time, had some embarrassment. that it was probably justified
Good.
and probably overdue anyhow. So, good time had by all.
Good. We'll have some
Especially
more of the wedding and the reception.
Yep.
Man, dinner with Sean.
Who put all these flashing lights?
It's a disco corner. So Sean could go do Saturday Night
In
Fever.
case you didn't have enough drink.
Okay. Just kidding.
I was upset. He did disco thing the night we met.
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, you were doing the sprinkler.
No, I was going,
Uh-oh.
shoot, go away.
Oh.
Take your friends with you.
He did it the night of our wedding. Proved it in the
Again.
lighthouse.
Shoot, go away.
Too late now.
Yeah.
Some small ears.
Right.
Oh,
It's the morning after, or the morning, yeah. Oh. Yes, I was late.
She's obviously her brother. Or his sister's brother.
You can't take that to Hollywood now.
John.
I'm going.
Morning.
Morning. The morning after.
Hey. Let's not get too close to that camera.
Having cleaned out here. And it is
Mom, I never even got my camera out last night.
8:45
bought the film for it, so he's never taken it.
a.m. About 8 hours till the wedding.
Thank you. You'll appreciate this video later. I know you don't like it now.
I don't like it.
This week
He's Greg Goder, he's my boss.
Hi, I'm sorry.
Hi,
Got the
nice to
camera
meet
here.
you. How you doing?
You're good. You're good.
Let's get back to Rogan or everybody to come. This next song goes out to Isle. I know you.
Does it stay on all the time?
So well.
Or just when you're recording, right? So right now you're getting a good shot of my feet and your feet.
You're probably the only table that'll talk to me, so tell me something.
Hi, beautiful sister.
This is for
We're
John.
enjoying the piece.
Hello.
Oh, look at your husband. Your camera's gonna go like this.
Did you ever give any words of advice? We never did get your words of advice. Do you have any?
I'll try to think of some puns for John. For the pun king, and I don't know.
No puns? What about you, Jeff? Any words? No?
Probably not, but the only thing I can think of telling is that as soon as he realizes that he's always wrong, he'll be real happy.
Well, no, the one thing he did say today was that this week it's kind of strange how he doesn't get to spend much time with Emily. It's their wedding week, and they had the rehearsal dinner last night. And they didn't get to spend much time with her, and today the wedding, he didn't get to spend much time with her. He said, John, pace yourself. You got plenty of time after today. Pace yourself.
What are you saying?
Saying he'll have plenty of time.
All right, Tiffany. That's right. You didn't have any words.
I don't have any advice.
Okay.
Hey, but she did have the stat of the night though.
Let's have some advice. What?
Stat of the night. She's been to all 3 Vanderbilt weddings.
I've been to all 3 Vanderbilt weddings. So she's now inviting us to all her weddings. Every single one of us.
We go to all three of her weddings.
We better. That's what I thought you were getting at. I'm like, wait a minute. One wedding, but we all must attend.
That's right.
We should make a pact right here and now that we'll be there.
You'll have to come back to Tulsa.
Tulsa. Okay, I haven't been back to Tulsa yet.
Okay, I've got some advice.
Okay.
So shine that camera on me.
It is.
You just want to be a part of the camera.
I'm good at it. What can I say? Dawn, I do have some words of advice.
Louder.
Do the dishes, do the laundry, vacuum, rake the yard, mow, do it all, and Emily will be very happy.
Amen.
While she sits in front of the TV with her feet up and eats bonbons. It's a very exciting life for her. While she sits and eats speed.
We're having fun.
We love you guys. Hope your marriage is just full with lots of love.
Keep it going. No, let me go. No, here. What do you want to say?
I want to say to John and Emily, hope you can hear me because the band is playing a great song. And David is getting me back by shining this light right in my eye. But I do want to say that I wish you the best wishes, and I know y'all are going to be great team together, husband and wife, and we can't wait to come and visit you, and you all can come and visit us, and I don't know, I kind of lose my concentration with that light.
Okay.
Let me think of, we'll talk to you later, bye.
You have a lot of kids. A whole lot of kids, John.
Why is that?
Because while you're having kids, Mom and Dad won't be expecting us to have kids.
Hey!
Are you saying you're not having any kids? I'm going to Are y'all going to be here if I come back?
No.
No?
I was waiting to hear that.
No.
Yes, I'm ugly. Okay. Here we are, all alone with the cake. The cock. Such a beautiful cock. Look through there. The wedding bells. Look at that. Cake there. Look at that. That's something. And do you really think anyone would know? Oh, sorry. Oh no!
You might be hungry, but you can't eat the cake.
Ah, and here's the other one. All right, where you go? Yes. Oh, it's Walt. Walt. Hey. All right, very nice cake room. More things at the wedding party.
At one time or another, I say, suck at me. First out loud. It'll be like really nice. That's a great thread.
I don't think that guy wanted me to film him, but that's alright. You guys know who he is. Okay.
Hey, I got a present for you.
So like, he's kind of right beside me. I'm not sure who he is. Now Walt behind me, but I'm not filming because he tried to very cleverly get out of the way. Okay.
So you have that.
Father of the bride. Very cleverly getting away. Demo dance on the floor. That's John. I think that was a mouthful. That was more than a mouthful. That's all right.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
All right.
double dipping, guys. Oh my, right off the buffet table. Right off the buffet table, and there you got it.
Emily. This is a joyous occasion for all of us, especially for you. And we want to give you our best wishes, long life, much happiness. May your dreams be fulfilled. Here's to y'all.
For most of you, you may not know, Emily and I lived together for 3 years in Auburn. They were fantastic years. She's a very dear friend, and I'm very happy that she found John. I've met the Vanderwheels a few times in the past year, and I think that she's getting a fantastic family as well as John's getting a fantastic family too. The biggest thing for me is to say that when you marry one another, you marry a family. And I wish you luck. Remember that always. Always remember you married a family and a husband. So this is to you. I wish you a long life and much, much happiness.
Both of those toasts express a lot of feelings that I have too, but I think I would propose this to their love and ours that goes with it forever.
Keep going. There we go.